Hey guys, really pumped to show you this new library that I've just released, the Ultimate MainStage Collection 2. Obviously it has all new sample material, all new patches compared to the Ultimate MainStage Collection, the first version. The cool thing about this is it's all the more recent albums that I've been working on and playing on. It's all those sounds in here. If you look on the left hand side, you can see next to each patch name, I've put the corresponding song that I've used it on. Some of them are probably a little bit more obscure and you're like, what the heck? There's some Spanish names here. That's because I recently produced an album coming out of Peru. And we did a bunch of covers and a bunch of this artist's original songs. So that's what some of these Spanish names are representing. But there's also names that you'll probably recognize, like Came to My Rescue, Even When It Hurts, In Jesus' Name, a bunch like that. And they were cover versions of those original songs that you'd probably know already. So we've got the main patches from This Is Living and Alive, and those are the original patches used on the album. We've got patches from Open Heaven, River Wild, Transfiguration, a few of those patches, Never Forsaken, and yeah, they're all in there. There's a few sounds that are in here that haven't showed up on albums yet, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get around to putting them on albums. I especially love some of these ones here, like Hollow Bass Pluck, Hollow Pluck Pulse. That was on one of the songs, but this one hasn't been, and I really love those ones, so I thought I'd include them in this pack as well. Just quickly before we go on, if you're wanting to export these to Logic X or another MainStage template, just go to my YouTube channel, scroll down and click on Importing and Exporting MainStage Patches. That's the quickest way for me to show you how to import and export it without doubling the content in this video here. Cool. The last thing I mentioned before I show you sound examples is, just like the old bundle, the low pass filter is mapped to the mod wheel for most of these. Some of them are actually crossfading between two different sampled versions of the sound. If you want a mellow version of the sound, leave the mod wheel down. If you want it more brighter, push the mod wheel up. Anywhere in between is obviously anywhere in between. Brightness wise, and then you can use that to manipulate the sound in real time. So you can start off mellow, build it as I would in a service, and have it starting off mellow and then building with the dynamics of the band and moving that mod wheel up to give you that bigger kind of sound that you might be wanting. Cool. Okay, I'm going to go through and show you a selection of sounds from each category: pads, ARP and rhythmic, lead and basses. And like the other Ultimate MainStage Collection, at the top they're more brighter, kind of young and freestyle, in your face synthy pad stuff, and then towards the bottom they get a little bit more mellow, warm and mellow, that kind of pad. So I'll show you a few from the top and then I'll go down, show you some of those, and yeah, I'll just stop talking and show you some examples. Okay, this first one, bright synth. Some of these I've done different versions. This one's a sidechain version of the bright synth, so I'll show you that in the brightest setting. And with all the rhythmic patches, ARPs and sidechain stuff, that's all tempo sync. So you can either tap the tempo here, map that to a MIDI controller and tap your MIDI controller, or you can put in the exact amount down here if you know the exact amount your drummer's playing to click, that kind of thing. Cool. I'll go down to number 7. This is a combination of the patch I just showed you without the sidechain and synth strings, and that's really cool. It's probably one of my favorite pad sounds from this library. Again, you can start it off mellow and then build it up, so I'll do that. I really like this patch because, like I showed you can start off really mellow, build it up, bring it back down. Because it's got a fast attack to it, you can use it as a lead line patch as well. The second half of that example, I was kind of playing a top lead line along with a pad. So it's really versatile, that patch. That's probably why I like it so much. Let's skip down. Let's try soaring. That's pretty cool. I should probably move this one down a bit further because it's more towards the bottom. So excuse this. Just moving them around and changing my template as we do this video. But this one, it can be bright, but it's more of a mellow type pad sound. When you use it with the mod wheel down, it sounds really warm and overdriven. And it's really, really nice. So I'll show you this one. Cool. When I was showing you that, you might have noticed the mod wheel wasn't moving. I should probably map this to the second controller that I'm using. That way you can see what I'm doing with the mod wheel. Yeah, there we go. I'll show you this little trick. I show it in a lot of my videos, but just in case you've missed it, if you want an even fatter, more analog sounding patch, just crank this drive knob here, and then you've got to kind of compensate with the volume so it doesn't get too out of control, and it just adds some nice kind of analog overdrive, even though it's digital, but you get what I'm hinting at there. So let's do the same thing again, but with that drive crank there. I really love doing that. I'll put it back to how it was by default because you may not want to add that, but you can really hear it when the mod wheel's down. It's just adding this nice overdrive to the sound. Even though there's a little bit of overdrive in the sample, that just kind of adds to what's already there. Cool, I'll show you pump organ. This is a really nice mellow, obviously an organ, pump organ type sound. So I'll show you that. With all of these, they have shimmer, but you can add more or take out the shimmer depending on how you want to use it as well. Let's go to some of these ARP and rhythmic ones. Let's go down to this Thin ARPs. This was used on Heart Like Heaven from the Open Heaven River Wild album. Came to my rescue, my Spanish version of that. I'm just trying to get across a bit more, and a couple of other Spanish songs that you may not have heard of. But anyway, I'll show you this patch. So for that one, I just held down a chord and it did all the ARP stuff. If you don't want that ARP on, you can just map that button to a MIDI controller and just turn it on and off as you will, or use your mouse to click it on and off like that, and it turns into more of a lead sound if you don't have the ARP engaged. Cool. Let's go down to these kind of plucky bass sounds. I really like these. These type of sounds are really becoming my favorites at the moment. Again, you can take that ARP off and use it more like a classic bass kind of patch, but it's great having the ARP just to keep it consistent. Here's the hollow pluck pulse. I love that patch. It's got a lot of bottom end, which you may not be hearing if you don't have a good pair of headphones on or good speakers you're listening to this demo on. Yeah, and this has got arps engaged as well, and you can change up those rhythms. You don't have to leave them like I have. It's all customizable, as you probably already know. Cool. Now let's get on to probably my favorite patches. This is living patches and alive patches from Young and Free. Okay, so these are the exact patches, the exact sounds that were used on these songs from the albums. Let me see if I can remember how these riffs go. But the dirty house bass is something like this. Something like that anyway. But you don't have to use it exactly as it was on This Is Living. So that's one of the sounds. House bass. Really nice plucky bass sounds that really cut through the mix. Then we've got the sound that was used on Alive. Like the other sounds, move the mod wheel up and it gets brighter. If you don't like the delay, just turn it off. Now this is a combination patch that I set up. It's got that Alive patch and a couple of the This Is Living patches. And it makes a really cool combination patch. If I go to this and show you the layout here, you can see that two of the patches are across the whole keyboard, whereas the house bass is only at the bottom end of the keyboard. I should probably change these names too, because they're saying Fat Synth, but they're not actually Fat Synth. That was just default patch that came up. But here we go, I'll show you this combination patch. I'll use it with the mod wheel up so you get a better idea of what it sounds like. So yeah, there's one more actually. I almost forgot anyway. This Is Living trance patch, or trance if you're from New Zealand. And this goes like this. Default it comes with the mod wheel down in the patch, so you might have to just move the mod wheel up and down to get it sounding bright if you want it bright. Cool, we've got a bunch of other patches under here. I really like this one, so I'm going to show you this. Similar to one of the Alive patches there, but a kind of a different vibe as well. We've got the saw sound used on Transfiguration. I'll just skip that. Dark Mist. Now this is really cool. It's really overdriven and makes for a great lead sound. There's one patch here. I'll just go back because I saw it and I really like it. So let's show you this Bass 101. It's becoming one of my favorite bass pluck sounds. So I'll show you that before I finish this little walkthrough video. It's got a lot of analog goodness in there, really plucky, really nice. It cuts through the mix, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the walkthrough video. As you can see, I've got a bunch of sounds from different albums there. We've got some from the Open Heaven River Wild. We've got some from Young and Free's stuff. I've even got stuff from a Spanish album that I produced. But yeah, all of these sounds I use on a regular basis, and as you can see, they've been featured on a bunch of different songs. Cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.